If you followed along to our previous video where we created the bathroom sign decal, this tutorial is a great companion to teach you how to use the hinge method to apply that decal we made to a glass panel or frame. Once you find the center of the length and the width, then you can make a mark to show the center points. So I'm just going to use a little piece of tape to mark the center point of my vertical section here. You could use a pen or a marker. Really, a dry erase marker would be perfect for this as well, but I just had tape on hand, so I'm going to use the tape to mark my center points. The next thing we need to measure is our glass center point. So I'm going to measure the length and the width of the glass and put a marker of what the center point is for those two locations. Now it's time to align our design to match those center points. It helps to have a little transfer tape overhanging at the top so you don't have to go back and tape it. But I don't have enough transfer tape going along the whole top, so I'm going to get a little piece of masking tape and tape down the top just to prevent my design from shifting as I use the hinge method. So now I'm just going to go ahead and verify that I've got the right measurements all around my design. So I have 2 inches on each side of my decal. Yep, that's all correct there. And then I'm just going to run my squeegee over the design one last time just to make sure I've got a proper bond between my transfer tape and my decal. Alright, so next, grab a piece of masking tape, painter's tape, or any kind of tape that you have on hand that's easy to work with, and apply it directly in the center of your design. My tape kind of got a little tattered there, but that don't matter. I'm just gonna use it to keep it in place temporarily. So take away any of your tape that's holding down your design on your center points, and then pull the transfer tape back towards the hinge that we made. We need to remove this paper backing, but make sure you do not tear it because that'll leave little paper frays that the vinyl will get stuck to. Okay, so start at the center point with your squeegee and slowly and carefully apply your vinyl. Try not to pull back up because that will stretch and distort the vinyl. This stuff's really sticky, so it's going to stick to anything that it touches. We don't want to pull it off after we've started pressing it down. Try to smooth out any air bubbles you might find. Now let's remove the top tape from the glass and the hinge tape from the glass. We don't have to remove it all the way from the transfer mask because that won't affect anything. We just need to remove the paper backing from behind our hinge because now the transfer tape that we applied earlier is holding the design in place. So carefully pull back your paper backing away from the transfer tape. Here we go. Now we just need to do the same thing with our squeegee, is start from the center and slowly press our transfer tape down to make sure that the vinyl gets bonded properly to the glass without any air bubbles behind it. Just take it nice and slow. That way we're making sure the alignment stays true. I'm just going to run my squeegee one last time over the full design to try to get any odds and ends that might have got skipped before. Right here you can see there's a little spot that didn't bond, so I'm just going to push it back, and I'm just going to put the transfer tape back over and run my squeegee along it to make sure that vinyl adheres to the glass. It's easiest to go slow while doing this. If you go too fast while pulling away your transfer tape, you could damage the vinyl that's partially adhered to the glass. So you want to go nice and slow so that way you're not stretching any vinyl that's still clinged on to the transfer tape. So here you can see I'm just kind of going nice and gently. Right there, the S is bubbled up a little bit, so in order to get that to adhere back to the glass, I'm just going to cover it back up and press it down with my finger and then run my squeegee over it one last time. That's a good example of why nice and slow is best, because if you would have pulled that quickly, it may have distorted that vinyl when you went to go pull the transfer tape off. Alright, so now we've got that removed. I have a few little remnants that I had up here that I guess I didn't realize was stuck on my transfer mask earlier. So I'm just going to take those off. This step you probably won't have that. And here we have our finished product. So if you plan on putting this in a frame, you could mirror your vinyl so that way on the other side of the glass you would have a nice smooth finish. I didn't mirror mine because I just didn't really plan on putting it in a frame. I just was going to leave it like this. There's lots of great options that you can use with this sign, and you can certainly go in and customize all the words that it says. In the beginning of this tutorial, you'll notice that it does say a few different things. It'll say wash your hands, the typical bathroom etiquette, but I went ahead and changed this one around to have some of the bathroom cleaning procedures. That way, when your kids go to clean the bathroom, they have no excuses now of why they didn't scrub the toilet or why they didn't sweep the floor or mop it. So I hope that you enjoyed this project, and I hope to see your creations. Post all your pictures in the comments so I can see what great things you're creating. Thanks for following along. See you guys around.